But as a man, why are you ordering food? Men used to go outside and hunt.
I hate a man who is active on social media, and
Of course they do, because that makes perfect sense.
I don't mean just like has an account. I mean like who are you posting stories for? Why are you posting multiple stories per day?
Well, heaven forbid a guy has a hobby, and maybe, just maybe, they're posting it for themselves and their friends and their family.
That is for girls and girls only.
Says who? Rather sounds like some of those girls are jealous that some of those guys are doing better on social media than they are. Oh, and I probably should mention, most social media companies are owned by men.
Get off Instagram and go build something.
Ooh, gender role stereotypes. I wonder how they'd like it if guys told her to get off the internet and go cook something.
Like, why am I scrolling on Instagram and I see likes? Get a job.
It rather makes me wonder if someone has so much time to complain about what other people are doing, what exactly do they do for a living?
Like, why are you just on Instagram? Like, oh, that's so icky and embarrassing. Especially when I go through my reels and it's like that. Build.
The irony is that she probably spends hours scrolling social media like it's a full-time hobby. But the moment a man posts anything at all, suddenly it's an issue. People like this don't want solutions. They just want something to complain about. Do yourself a favor and avoid them.
If you do not have money as a man, what is your worth? I'm asking this as a genuine question. Women literally hold the portal to life between our legs, and whether we decide to use it or not, or have the ability to use it or not, it's still there. And that's why women will always be worth what we are. But
I really hope she understands that fertility doesn't last forever. Because if we applied her own logic consistently, then women who can't have children would have no value. Which is obviously absurd. No one with basic critical thinking would say something like that without realizing how ridiculous it sounds. A person's worth is not tied to temporary things like money or fertility.
Okay, it's time for girl talk.
First off, I need to quickly explain this womanese concept of girl talk. It's a special type of conversation that women use so that they can be liberated from patriarchal concepts of logic and consistency. But the most important thing that you need to know about girl talk is that judgment is not allowed. It's a safe space for women to have superficial values, to make terrible choices, to overall just be a really shallow person, but that's all okay when it happens in girl talk. The reason why girl talk is such an integral part of womanese culture is because when speaking in mixed company, women found it was too much pressure, it was unfair, it was restrictive. They had to pretend to care about being a woman of depth and character. But in girl talk, they can just drop the pretense, be real, be superficial, and no judgment is allowed. It's very liberating. So let's find out why we're having girl talk. What has this woman done that she doesn't want to be judged for?
So, I just got back from going on one date with this guy who was very golden retriever vibes. And I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but it's just so nice, so kind. Like, I know if I dated him, he would never break my heart. And tell me why I'm just not into that.
Like so many of her womanese counterparts, she's not into men who are kind, who are nice, who wouldn't break her heart. In our culture, that might seem bizarre, but in the womanese culture, they crave men who are rude, who are mean, who would break your heart. That's a man who's really attractive, and that's who she's into.
Oh my gosh. Like, I'm not lying, guys, when I tell you that I know that if I decided to give this man my whole entire heart, I would never have to worry about anything.
If she was to give her whole heart to this man, she would never need to worry about anything. This one definitely needs translating from womanese to English. Now, for people of our culture, it might not make sense when a woman is speaking with such romantic tones, painting a picture of a life of ultimate fulfillment with a man, describing the pinnacle of her relationship with him as being her not needing to worry about anything. In our culture, that might seem strange. You think, how can that possibly be the pinnacle of human bonding? Why not talk about the love that you feel, the respect that you have, the mutual achievements, the character development, the memories you'll create, the children you have, the struggles you overcome? Isn't that the ultimate romantic fulfillment for a woman? No, not in the womanese culture. For those women, the most amazing thing that you can imagine about being in a relationship with a man is that you'll never have to worry about anything again. You'll never need to do anything. You'll never need to achieve anything. You'll never need to solve any problems or struggle in any way. That is the dream. In womanese culture, the man who unquestioningly indulges her laziness is the pinnacle of the ideal man. He is a true romantic hero, and that is what a healthy relationship looks like.
But I left that date feeling like it's not enough.
Learned a lot about women. I think I learned exactly how the fall of man occurred in the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were in the Garden of Eden, and Adam said one day, wow, Eve, here we are at one with nature, at one with God. We'll never age, we'll never die, and all our dreams come true the instant that we have them. And Eve said, yeah, it's just not enough, is it?
No, that's not funny.
I was just waiting for more.
So that was kind of his point.
Why wouldn't that be enough? Well, scientists have actually studied the genetic makeup of women in the womanese culture and found that at the biological level, they're incapable of being satisfied. So scientifically speaking, it will never be enough. But of course, culturally speaking, it's still a man's duty to try.
If you let people like this talk long enough, they'll always expose themselves. Just imagine living a life where nothing is ever enough and satisfaction is impossible. That's a miserable way to exist.